I'm Jamie. I'm glad to have you with us today. Got a little project here I'm working on, and kind of figure out what actually is wrong with the little mower I'm working on. It's a grasshopper 721D. It's a diesel 21 horsepower grasshopper. It's a front mount with a 61 inch deck. Got a good little buy in this mower, so figure it's worth, for what I got in it, fiddling with, and see if I can get her going. And what I'm running into so far is it not filling the filters up. Putting new filters on. That's the first thing I've done. It's not filling the filters up with diesel fuel, which I think is going to wind up being a little pump problem. So it's a mechanical pump, and I'm going to be bypassing it and putting on a 12 volt electric diesel pump, and we'll see if we can get any fuel going to her or not. This sort to turn out to be a good little mower. Kind of on a commercial end. Not a heavy duty as you can get, but it's pretty heavy duty. It's a 21 diesel. It's got a Kubota 3-cylinder engine in it. But what I'm getting to here, that little rascal right there, that's the mechanical fuel pump. And I took the lines off, took the old fuel filters off of it, and I cleaned the lines out. And I will be replacing the lines when I'm all said and done, just trying to sifle it down to what's wrong. But as you can see, well, actually, I got a filter here. It's coming from the tank. So that runs into your pump. Then out of your pump, we have another filter. And I'm trying to turn it over, and this is about all I'm getting. It's not filling the filter all the way up, and it's kind of slow getting to where it got to. So I'm thinking that may be our problem, is our pump's not working. I purchased this little electric fuel pump, a Van X. I got it off of eBay there, right under 20 bucks. This pump's a 2-wire hookup. It's got a hot wire and a ground wire, an inlet and an outlet, and there comes the fittings. And actually has a little filter it comes with I'm actually not going to use it. I've got 2 filters on it already, and I'll replace them periodically. I think we'll be fine with that. We got a little rubber plug we gotta move. These already got some pipe thread sealed on them. Pipe tape, I call it. Teflon pipe tape. I'm going to put just a tad more. Always remember to put this on so when you thread it on, that your overlap won't let it come undone when you tighten it. So I guess you'd call this putting it on counterclockwise. Just break it off and I'll give it a little smoothness. Put her right in the end. Screw it in with the fingers. I'll repeat with the other one. Make sure it lays flat. I'm pulling a little tension as I roll this around the threads, but I'm not pulling too tight. You can see it get thin if you start pulling too tight. And screw this one in. It's 7/16. Alright, my plan is, I got a bolt. Zoom in here, right there, a little 10 millimeter bolt, and that's going to be my starting mounting. Now I may not leave it there, but it's going to be my actual starting point. And when I get it mounted, just for the temporarily, it'll be like so. And as I said, this thing has a ground wire, and it's got a hot wire. Of course, I'll ground my ground probably to this bolt here, and I'll figure out which one of my wires here work off the switch. So when I turn my switch on, it'll be putting fire to my fuel pump. Booger bear's tighter than I thought it would be. And also has another bottom over there. I'm going to have my flow going towards the back. Of course, if I had a nut driver instead of my screwdriver, it would be a lot easier. I just grabbed the first thing I thought of. And I do have pretty good tool selection. Pretty snug. Alright, now like I said, I'll probably put new hoses on this once I do get her running. I'll come back and switch everything. Just the first thing is I'm going to make sure my problem is my fuel pump. Which I think it is. Alright, how am I going to route this? Let's see. Temporarily wise. Alright. Now, that'll be similar to how I'm going to have it, but a lot shorter hose there for sure. Leave that off. I'm going to rubber down in the tank. Alright, got the fuel pump mounted. Got her wires hooked up. Got the hot wire, it works your solenoid. I hook to it and it's switch activated. So I'll have it hooked there, then I'll hook my ground under this nut here and bolt. So kind of hard to tell, but anyhow, I got it routed. I got a filter coming out of the tank. Then I go to the fuel pump. Then out of the fuel pump I got another filter. And from there, it'll be running into our injector pump, which is right there. So first thing I'm going to do, let's see if she pumps some fuel up and get the bowl filled up, or the filter filled up, and all the air out, and we'll go from there to the injector pump and start bleeding from there. Alright, got my filter running into my little coffee can here, so bleed some fuel through the filter and some air out of it, see what we get. Alright, we're ready to turn her over, or actually just turn the switch on. We ain't got to turn the engine over now since it's not mechanical. Just turn the switch on and we're going to see how our pump does about getting the fuel up to the filter and bleeding air out. So, just turn the switch on. And here she is. Now here's leaves the fuel going in. Oh my, a lot faster than before. Slowly but surely maybe here. Get her out. She's pumping some diesel fuel out now. Alright, now that we got the fuel pump hooked up, got the lines bleed to the fuel pump, now we're going to unhook the lines coming out of the fuel pump and see if we get any fuel there. If we do, we'll bleed the lines. And in the process of looking at this here, I seen that the solenoid, it's not working properly, and which it's got a little lever here that'll shut your fuel on and off. So when you turn the switch on, it's electricity to your solenoid, which magnetizes this and pulls it in, which in turn pulls the lever and turns the fuel on. Then when you cut your switch off, it takes the power off and releases it. So what it's not doing I turn the switch on, it's not pulling back. Now, it should pull it back and hold it there. It's not doing it on its own. So we will need a new solenoid. But in the meantime, I can just unhook it and keep it pushed back. Alright, I'm going to move the air filter and the breather tube out of the way, and then I'm going to loosen some fuel lines and see if we can get some more fuel bleed through the system. Now, taking these lines off, we got a little bubble. But this is your fuel injector pump. These are your fuel injectors, and this is a 3-cylinder diesel, so it has 3. So I originally bought this mower with it not running, and the guy I bought it from told me he thought one of the injectors was stopped up, and I think it's been sent 3 or 4 years from what they said. They wasn't for sure how long, but it wasn't running right when they parked it because they thought the injector was dirty, and it's just sit, and you know, I don't know if we got more problems now from sitting or not, but I guess we're fixing to find out when we start trying to bleed the fuel out of the injector pipe. I got some booster cables hooked up to my truck, and I'm going to crank it up and charge the battery up a little bit. Our fuel injector pump is not putting out the fuel like it should. So that's telling me that it's probably gelled up or stopped up, or so I'm gonna have to take it out, take her apart, and see if we can get her cleaned up and going. find how to get this rascal out. And of course I've started on this before it got dark, and it wound up getting dark on me, so I had to get a light. But all said and done, I think the light helped me kind of see more of what was going on. But anyhow, the little trick to this little lever right here. Now mine ain't completely froze, but it is kind of stiff to move. Alright, and the thing is with that, get here where you can see it, but that slot right here is where it's got to come through. And this lever, which will move it back and forth, and you can move that lever from over here, which I can get my camera in here. You see I move that, which moves that. So I wound up having to put a pretty good pressure on this, pulling back, while I was pulling up on the pump to get it up. I want to see if I can get in a little better. That little lever there. Right there. Alright. And I heard talk about this here on the back. This is a double lock nut with a cap. I kind of see what its purpose is now. Didn't get no understanding from anybody else on the internet, which I might have not have searched everything, but I was trying to my best all over the place. But as we look here, and get a focus, that spring right here, what that spring does, that same bar let me get where I can see here, but this right here is where the spring rested against. Of course that will go in with a little knob up, down in that slot, and the spring pushes it back there. And combination with this lever, because it's spring loaded too, so them two work at slide back for it. And what that slide does, just kind of looking at it from the back side, when that slide goes back and forth, as we can see, I don't know if you can read that or not. Alright, well that all said and done, we got the injector pump out. So we'll be taking it apart, clean her up good, and hope we can get everything to function back as it's supposed to. And get the injector pump to pumping fuel to the injectors. So that'll be our next step. Thank you for watching.